get ready here. I'll slide my microphone over. Wow, now I look important. You can see the microphone.
Oh yeah, you're way more important with the
Yeah.
mic.
So
Yeah,
is your mic's on your headphones?
it's on my headphones, but I have another microphone here that I could like swing into frame. Hold on. See, now I look important too.
Shut up. Okay.
That's my music microphone. Hold on, put it back.
Well, this is I can put this over here and you can still hear me,
Dude,
but
wherever it works.
but I look
Whatever.
important over here, so I want to keep it
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I'm putting my mouse right where your nostril is, so it totally
Yeah,
like
well,
takes away,
I'm
it
poking
diminishes
you
your importance.
I'm poking you in the eye with my mouse.
Really?
And I'm even
Really? Where?
leaning
Really?
in like I'm really a podcaster.
Well, no, like
See?
you're on the radio.
Yeah. The
You know,
hot new sound of today's country,
those one
94 points. I
one of
just
those
started
like
doing my own
dudes at
lines.
night, right? One of those dudes at night. All right, so this is going out to Sammy in Los Angeles. You know, like, remember that they did like this. They'd whisper. They would do.
You know Bambi?
All
Wow,
right,
I know Bambi. All right. So
what
every
are we
time I
talking about?
talk to you, my eye closes because you make me laugh. So I was doing good. I'm like, hey, my eye looks good, right? And then
Yeah,
I start talking to you, start laughing, and my eye
yeah,
closes up.
that's
So
funny.
it's getting better.
Good, good. All right.
So now this is new. Let's talk about this. What happened?
This?
Did you try it?
Oh, just no. I wasn't trying anything. I was just. I have so much to do today. I'll shave tomorrow. You do that long enough, and
Pretty
then
soon you'll be
and then I
crapping
was
on the sidewalk, dude.
pretty much, and then I was gonna go out to, I went out to the desert, and I thought it's gonna be cold. This might be help my face a little bit because it's gonna be
Oh,
windy.
you
But
really think that little patch is helping you?
it honestly, dude, like not having hair kills you.
I
You know,
know.
it just makes, so yeah, any little bit of hair helps. It absolutely helps.
I
This is not enough to really make a huge difference, but I'm thinking, I'll shave after the trip. So anyway,
okay, you ready to get into it?
yeah, yeah. What are we talking about?
We're talking about what I've been talking about for a while, the carnivore diet.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That.
I
Okay,
wanted to talk to you about what's been going on the first 7 days. The
okay.
first. Now,
Go.
let's two things I want to statements I want to make. One,
Um,
I don't give a crap what anybody thinks. So stop telling me what you think. And stop watching me under a microscope because if I screw up, I screw up, but I'm doing better than I ever have. Number two, what was number two? I totally forgot
Skip
number
number
two.
two. Go to right on to number three.
No, I had a number two.
No, it's now number three. Just go to three.
All right, number three. I don't
Maybe there's only
remember.
one thing you want to say.
No, there was two things I wanted to say.
And that's it for F is in Frank for this week.
Yep. Glad
That was short.
glad you had a good time. We'll see you next week. All right. So anyway, um, if I remember, I'll jump in and
Yeah,
say it.
yeah.
But
All right.
in the meantime, we're going to talk about the carnivore diet. I've been on it for 7 days. Every day my weight has gone down. I know what the second thing was. I do understand you've been warning me there will be plateaus. There will be
Yeah.
days that you fall backwards
Yep.
and your numbers go a little bit the other direction.
Yep.
I'm ready for that, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I
So
mean, here's just as long as the general trend is improving, right? Down or up, however whatever the number should, whatever the better direction is. As
yeah,
long as you're trending in the right direction, who cares if it has little ups and downs and stuff? That's just normal.
it's better than my 401k. I'm telling you that. That has been
Yeah. You
trending
mean
in the right direction.
your 201k?
Yeah, the 201k. Right, exactly. So let's just talk about weight. I
Okay.
have lost. I'm not going to report the numbers until they've already seen the numbers, so I can talk about it.
Great.
Um,
Yeah. That you can.
so basically, I've lost 8 pounds already in 7 days.
Okay.
Okay,
And so
every
here's the thing,
day.
right? Every day you're losing something. So here's a question for you. Think about it this way. What did you give up? Like, how did you suffer for that 8 pounds? Because everybody thinks to lose 8 pounds, you have to suffer somehow. So tell me how you, how you suffered for your 8 pounds.
Okay, well, I really didn't because literally I ate the food that I most like. I
Okay.
most like meat,
Hmm.
steak,
Hmm.
chicken, seafood, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
And I was told I get to eat that 24/7.
Which you can't do. You can't do. I mean,
No,
you
no,
can
no,
only
no.
eat so much
When I get
meat.
hungry, I can eat it.
Sure. Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like
So
when
you were
I'm
never
really,
hungry. You were
yeah,
never hungry. Your
no.
meals were delicious.
Sometimes I didn't even want to eat. I wasn't even ready to eat, but I knew I needed to put something in.
Yeah.
So I did eat, but I
You
wasn't,
don't need to. You
I
don't need
haven't
to do
felt
that.
hungry once. I eat at
Yeah.
mealtime, but
Right.
my stomach doesn't grumble.
Right. At
It's
some
weird.
point, you should get to the point where you don't eat because it's mealtime, but you eat because you're hungry.
It's
Right.
fuel time, right?
It's fuel time. Exactly. Exactly. So I always say food isn't fun. It's fuel.
Hmm.
That's it. Just think of it that way.
So basically, I used to get, I'm sure it's like an eczema version,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I used to get like eczema behind my ears in the wintertime. I
Hmm.
used to get bleeding on my eyebrows. Nobody knew about that. It was cracking and flaking and all that. All gone.
Every day this
Every
happens.
day. All gone.
How long?
This happened for years.
What, five
And
years, 2 years, 1 year? What?
probably 5 years at
Okay.
least.
Okay.
Um, First seven
And
days, that's gone. That's gone.
right.
The dryness on my feet are gone.
Okay.
I used to lotion those every day for the past
For
three
how many
years.
years? Okay.
Three. And I
Okay.
used to because they got dry and cracked and all that on my feet.
Right.
So I went to do it today and there was nothing to do. I My lotion was useless.
That's cool. Yeah.
Literally, I looked down and went, wow, that's really
I used
cool.
so I used to get on the back of my hand right here every winter. And since like my mid to late 30s, I would get this just awful skin, like it was so rough and it itched all the time and cracked right here in the wintertime and on both sides. And once I went carnivore, it disappeared. That disappeared too. And I forgot about it until you told me about your eczema the other day. When you
Can
told me
you
about
do
it, I was
can
like,
you
oh
do
my
me a
God, I
favor?
completely,
Can you do me
yeah.
a favor? Can you put Rachel's picture downward so we don't see her behind you?
That's when she was a baby. Who cares?
I'm gonna block it out. I'm gonna blur it
No,
out when I
no, no,
edit.
no. Okay.
But no, it take 2 seconds.
No, that's fine.
All
Anyway,
right.
yeah. So I had forgotten that this area was so painful and itchy and scratchy and but only in the wintertime. And it started only in the wintertime and then it got longer and longer of the year. That was a
Yeah,
problem.
me
And
too.
then anytime it was cold, that was a problem. And then I forgot that it went away. It didn't go away as fast as yours, by the way. Yours changed way faster. It wasn't 7 days for me.
Oh
But then
yeah,
again,
totally.
you
Oh,
have to remember,
you caught me wiping my nose. Sorry.
right? You
Yeah.
so here's the thing. Uh you went from 0 to 60, right? I went very slowly. I started low carb, then for a long time, and I kept reducing. Then I went keto, and then I went for a long time, and then reducing, and then I went carnivore. If you like you, so that's why it took me so long to see those kinds of changes. Whereas you just went, okay, that's it. I'm just going to do all carnivore, and then you're seeing the changes faster
Kind of cold
because of
turkey.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you did it, like I said, 0 to 60. When I did it 7 years ago, nobody talked about this stuff. Like, think about it. 7 years ago, it was called what? Zero carb, right? And when I told people, people would look at me like, what? But now I can just say, oh, I'm a carnivore. And everyone goes, oh, okay. Just like, hey, I'm a
Oh,
vegetarian
you know what
or
my
I'm a
favorite comment
vegan.
is?
What?
People need sugar.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Literally, I read it
look,
twice.
I
The
get
body
it.
needs sugar.
I had a misconception about food for 50, what, 54, 55
Yeah.
years. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we're all on a journey. We're all on a journey. We're all trying to figure shit out. We've all been told the wrong things. We've all believed the wrong things in the past, and that's fine. I don't blame them. ignorant as well. I used to think,
But
I used to
seriously,
think
we
I need
need
energy. Hold
sugar.
on.
Did you ever
No,
believe that?
listen. Yes, I did. But here's the thing. I used to think, oh, my blood sugar's low. I need to, I need sugar because my blood sugar is low. So that's what I meant by not that I needed sugar to survive, but I thought that thought. I also thought, oh God, I'm run down. It's like 2 in the afternoon. I'm run down. Let me go get some carbs and eat some carbs. And I would actively eat carbs. This is years and years ago. Okay. So I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand how any of this shit worked. Most people
Right.
don't.
Right.
So when you know, we shouldn't judge people for not knowing. We can only judge people for not listening. That I can judge you for. If you think you already know better and you're not going to listen to what someone else has to say because it might go counter to what you're doing, and then it forces you to have to look at yourself in a positive, in a serious light and say, well, maybe I should be making a change in my life. Well, I'm going to judge you for that, right? That you're afraid. I'll judge you and say that person's afraid that they're doing the wrong thing or they're in denial. Like I might judge you for that, but judging someone because they're ignorant, we're all ignorant. We're born ignorant. So I'm okay with ignorance, but stupidity, right, is a different thing. That's a choice that you make to not
No, I
do the
understand.
work,
I understand. So
right?
that
Yeah,
helps me with the comment section,
absolutely.
accepting some of the comments.
Yeah, and people just don't know. We didn't know 10 years ago before I did any of the stuff. Neither of us knew. We didn't have a clue. I would put a cereal in my cereal bowl and, take the sugar bowl and just sprinkle it over and then at the bottom of the milk, you could like, every once in a while you like, when the milk's all gone, you drink the milk and then you would like scoop a spoonful. It's all the sugar at the bottom mixed in with the milk. And you do one of those, you're like, oh, too much sugar.
Right, right.
That's how I ate breakfast most of my life. Okay. So yeah, we all are stupid and
Well,
ignorant
I
for a
learned
portion of
over a
our
7 year
lives.
period watching you and
Right.
talking with you. So what you were learning, you're passing on to me. So,
Yep.
in hindsight, I think that I can forgive some of the people's comments
Yep.
because they
Yep.
didn't have 7 years of information that I have.
No. And the thing is that people looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, my wife, she thought, what is wrong with my husband? Do I need to have this man committed because he's lost his mind? So I get it. It's so when you are the only person that at least that you know of that's doing exactly the opposite what everyone else is doing. I don't care if you're the smartest man in the room and everyone knows you're a genius, you're Einstein. Everyone kind of looks at you a little weird and they kind of look and go, what? You're doing what? Like people don't know how to deal with that
The,
because
the
you're
first
so off the norm.
the first place they go to is bad. Oh my God, it's bad for you. That's
Right,
horrible.
right,
When
right,
you're doing something drastic and then they
right,
start
right.
watching, they start hearing the numbers and proof's in the pudding. I get it. I get
Here's
it.
the thing. Here's one thing I've never seen anybody say, "Oh, I did the carnivore. I felt great, and now I'm going to become a vegan." No one does that, right? Nobody goes that extreme. Goes, "Oh, that was great," and then goes and says, "Oh, vegan. I'm going to become a vegan." That doesn't happen.
I've
No one
never
goes
heard
vegan.
vegans, I've never heard vegans claim stuff got fixed on their body.
Right.
The stuff
I've
just
heard
went
them
away.
complain. I've heard them complain that when they went vegan, they had problems. But but how many vegans have gone carnivore? Right? Has that happened? Yes. Not in droves, but it has happened where they've gone. Someone who was a vegan is now a carnivore. I mean, you can go online on YouTube and find these people. So you've got that. You've got people who've been doing it like I sent you a picture of a woman. She looked like she was in her 60s. She was 80. She was 80 and she'd been carnivore for 65 years. Do you remember
Yeah,
that
I
picture I
know.
sent you?
Yes. She looked
Now,
like she
it
was
was
in her
off.
50s.
Right. Yes. And she was supposedly 80. Now, it's the internet, so you take it with a grain of salt. Could be a load of crap and all of that. However, people are blown away at my age. Now, maybe not with this gray, but
Wait, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about your workouts because exercise is
Well,
as important as anything.
at the gym, people who work out with me were blown away that I was 61. They thought I was late 40s, early 50s, tops, tops. Because I'm working out with them. I'm not falling behind.
Okay, so how often do
So
you work out?
4 days a week.
Okay, so
Well,
like
sometimes five, but I mean
tell
four
me what
mostly.
one workout is like the last one you did.
God, I don't even
And
remember my
you've
last
told me
workout.
lots of
It was
times,
all
so
blurred. Yeah,
you,
I mean, it's brutal. It's like if you take high intensity interval training, okay, so HIIT training and or CrossFit or something like that, and you increment it up a bit, right? And what I mean by that is not that it's harder than CrossFit or those things, but it's you're doing it with a purpose. Everyone there at this gym, not the one I've been going to, I've only been going there a year, but everyone at this gym is so much better than me, right? They're athletes and they are training for some competition. Now I did the Spartan Challenge in April, right? So I trained for that, and the level that you are
most
working
people
out
don't know
for
what that is. You want
training.
to touch on that real quick?
It's a 5K, 20 obstacle course um, uh, competition. So, there's only one of the obstacle courses I couldn't do. I tried it twice and I screwed up. I just didn't have the right technique. I had the strength, I just didn't have the right technique. So I didn't train for that particular technique enough. But anyway, the thing is the level at which you have to work at to train for something is so much higher than the level that you have that if you're just working out, right? You're just exercising. So that's the kind of workouts I'm doing now. But and these people are looking at me going, "Oh my God, what? Wait, what?" The one of the instructors was completely shocked that I was at the time I was 60 when she found out. And so yeah, you look at what I'm able to do at this age compared to think about mom, right? What can mom do when she was 61?
Lift a donut?
Yeah, pretty much. That you nailed it, right? She right, and you look at any of your parents at 61, and it's the rare parent who is fit and has energy, and so part of my health is the diet, no doubt, no doubt. However, you can't dismiss it in the combination of exercise with the diet, right? The two put together are a multiplier. It makes it so much more powerful, 1-2 punch kind of thing. So I would say that you don't attribute everything that you've seen with me for my diet only or my exercise. It's really the combination of both. But exercise got me into diet because I'm thinking, because I was doing much easier exercise in the beginning and I couldn't even do them. So I'm trying to do that, and I'm thinking, man, I'm doing all this hard work, all going through all this pain, and then I'm just going to undo it all in the kitchen. Really? I'm going to make that mistake? So I'm like, you know what? I got to get my nutrition down. I've got to get that figured out. So part of that process was, all right, let me really dive into nutrition. And that started me on my nutrition journey because I didn't want to undo in the kitchen what I'm doing in the gym. So it is a 1-2 punch. If you if you're interested in the carnivore diet, but you're not interested in carnivore diet and exercise all at once, just do one and phase the other one in later. Here's the thing: as you lose weight, Jack, you're going to move better, and you're going to because you can move more easily, and it's not as much of a struggle. You're going to want to do it more, and the more you do it, the better you get, and it just feeds on itself. And so instead of spiraling down, you'll just be spiraling up. So I think that just doing one or the other side of the equation gets you excited for the other side, right? Because you're like, ooh, now I can level up. Ooh, now I can improve this. So pick something, at least one or the other. And I'm super happy you picked carnivore.
So my question is, because I'm trying to think like people watching this video, okay?
Mhm.
If they want to start their research, where would you point them? Would you a Facebook
Okay.
group, a
I
YouTube
yeah, yeah,
channel,
yeah,
a
yeah.
book?
That's a good question, and it's hard because I learned it when it was early, when you do that, you have to hobble together your own curriculum, right? You have to go get it. I watched, I don't know how many. I have this massive list, by the way. I think I've sent it to you of all the videos I watched, all the books I read, and just in general. But that was a general nutrition. It wasn't just the carnivore diet, right? It was like I want to learn about nutrition. I didn't even know the thing existed at the time, and so it's a lot. That's a lot of work, and you shouldn't have to do that today. If you want to learn about the carnivore diet, just YouTube. YouTube is the best resource for that. Okay. Now there are different versions of the carnivore diet, right?
Yeah,
And you
because
can
I'm
book
doing
them
one different slightly than
than
you
me.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm more hardcore with it, right? I'm like water, salt, butter, eggs, and meat. That's it. Now, some people add cheese and seasoning and coffee and tea. They'll add those things in and they'll say,
I just added
well,
cheese and seasoning. That was it.
right. And they'll say, well, it's not that much, that there aren't that many plants encroaching in my diet. That's a personal choice. I'm the type of person if I'm going to do something, I'm going all the way. If a plant is bad, a little bit of plant is bad. There's no, like if poison is bad, but if you only take a little bit of poison, right? If I consider it poison, I know you don't, but if I consider it poison, and if I only take a little bit of poison, I'm like, why would I take any poison? So that's my approach. Other people, they don't want to give up their coffee, which is still, a plant, right? And they don't want to give up their tea or whatever. Better to keep that and get all your other stuff on point, because you can always give that up in the future. So I'd rather people just, even if you don't want to go full carnivore, you stay in the keto area. That's good too. I feed my wife keto. Anytime I make her a meal, it's a keto meal. It's a meat and a veggie. That's it. No carbs. No carbs go on the plate. So that's good too. So you don't have to go full bore. And I pretty much have always said, don't jump in with 2 feet. I know you did, but you've been dabbling with this for years. But most
Yeah,
people
wait a
should
minute,
just
wait. The 7 years you've been in it and I've been watching and
right,
following and asking
right.
questions. That ain't both feet. That was 7 year journey, dude.
No, I
To get
understand,
to
but does
today.
it right, right. But most people, if they're considering it, it would be jumping in with 2 feet. If you can jump in with 2 feet very easily, then you can jump out just as easily. The trick is to start where you're at and start cutting shit out of your diet. Now, some people will say, I can't do that. I have to cut it all because that's how I work. Great. Jump in with 2 feet if that's how you work, if you have to cut it all out.
Yeah,
But
I did that with stopping smoking when I was smoking as a kid. I
right,
just
right.
stopped in one day.
Cold
Boom.
turkey. Cold
Yep.
turkey. Mom did the same thing. You remember when she stopped
Yeah.
smoking in her 40s or something like
She
that? She
replaced
just
it with a
decided
donut.
yeah, exactly. She just went, it was over. So some people have to do that, and that's fine. But most people will benefit from a slow. You you pick up a good habit the same way you pick up bad habits, slowly. No one started smoking 3 packs a day. They started with 1 cigarette a week, or only when they drank, right? And then it went to 1 cigarette a week, and then it was only on the weekends or something like that. So, and then it was like, well, one a day. I'm kind of at one a day now, and then every once in a while I'll have two, and then it builds slowly over a long period of time. Before you know it, you're up to 3 packs a day. Well, good habits happen exactly the same way, right? You just do a little bit, cut a little off your diet, then cut
Wait,
one more
where do
thing
you think
off.
I'm going to go next?
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking when
Oh,
people do
oh,
things slowly. When people do things slowly, if you're going to
okay.
do it slowly, you do like, well, I'm going to cut out sugar. Just anything that's added sugar. That's a great place to start, right? So all added sugar, I'm just going to cut out, and then boom, gone. And you go for a week or two, and you're like, oh, yeah, I feel fine. Okay, great. Now I'm going to cut out any high carb stuff. Okay, boom, cut that out. Or take carbs off your plate at dinner. And then you just slowly, that's how I did it. You just slowly keep crossing shit off the menu, just slowly over months. And before you know it, you don't even notice it's gone. All the cravings disappear. Now you will go through withdrawals, You didn't because you did more keto-ish for a while. You did it slowly in a way, right? But if you
I haven't coffee all week and I'm fine.
right, exactly. So sometimes you can give up things and not have withdrawals. I had withdrawals from giving up carbs. I would have uh, nightmares that I ate a bunch of carbs, right? When I first started, you have these, it's common that happens to people. And they're like, and you're like, you wake up, oh my God, I can't believe I ate all that stuff. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, it was just a dream. Phew, right?
Could you imagine telling somebody, hey, you're going to have a nightmare that you're eating
About eating a
Doritos?
bag of chips, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. And you're going to wake up freaked out that you just destroyed your health. And then you're going to be like, oh, phew, okay, I'm good. Right. I'm still on track. So yeah, I had that. But no, do it slow. You can do it slow. You don't have to jump in 2 feet. You can just, and here it's a spectrum, right? You're here, right? Everybody else, we all started here eating the shit that all Americans eat, standard American diet, the sad diet. And then you slowly move in an optimal. But now some people can stop here and go, that's good enough. Other people like me are always trying to push the wall. So I'm always up here. And other people will be like, well, I'm moving in this direction, so that's good enough. All right, wherever you are, better to move in this direction than this direction.
okay, I just want to touch on one thing, okay? I know people who are like this. That's why I'm talking about it. Um, the moment they make a decision to make a change, they start asking questions like, well, what can I do instead of this? What can I do? If you start doing that, you probably are getting off on the wrong foot. If you're
Yeah,
looking for replacements for the things that you become addicted to, that's probably not a good thing. So when people are like, oh, we can make keto donuts. How
I
about you
tried
make
that.
no donuts?
I tried making keto cookies. I tried making keto desserts. I tried making keto this and keto that.
They failed for
All bad
me.
foods.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If you're looking for a magic pill, there is none, right? The pharmaceutical industry will sell you them, but they don't give a shit about you or your health, right? But they'll sell you a magic pill.
Wait, what does
They
Chris
will
Rock
sell you that.
say? What does Chris Rock always say?
The money's in the medicine,
That's
baby.
right, baby.
Yep. The
The
money's
money
in the
is
medicine.
medicine.
So my thinking is that if you're looking for that, then you're not willing to put in the work. And you also aren't admitting you're an addict because you are. Okay. I was an addict. I will admit it. I was very proud of myself that I didn't take drugs. I'm like, oh, I don't take drugs. And I was very proud of that fact. Yeah, wrong. I took drugs my whole life. Sugar, my whole existence. And I was all Mr., proud looking down my nose at all the people who took drugs or, got drunk or whatever. And I'm like, oh, look at me. I'm far superior than all those people. Went, right? No, I was right there with them. I didn't realize it. You have to admit that you're addicted to these foods and that they are addictive before you can do anything about it.
That was the first realization is that, you know what? I'm getting excited about going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm getting
Well,
excited about eating.
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being excited going out to dinner if you're looking forward to being with the people that you're going to be out or have the experience. But if it's the food and the food only, if it's just the food,
Dude,
you're
it's that
doing it
fried
wrong.
chicken. I can't help it. Sorry. It's it's the food. I mean,
So
I love everybody I'm with, but it's the food.
yeah, right. So you'd still go even if they weren't coming, right? So so the thing is that you have to admit that you're not superhuman, you're not special, and that these foods in quote, right? They are addictive. And if you don't think sugar is addictive right now, I always say, someone said this, and I've always repeated it. It's not my saying, but if you don't think you're addicted, right this moment, say to yourself, I am never going to eat sugar again, anything with sugar in it, for the rest of my life. And the panic you feel thinking about what that would be like. Oh my God, that means I couldn't have dessert. Oh my God, I couldn't have a cake. That
No,
means I
I
couldn't do
get
this,
it. I
right?
totally get it.
That feeling that you have tells you that you are addicted.
Okay,
You're
so
addicted.
this is a great stopping point. So really, we gave them the starting point. YouTube is a great resource.
It's a great resource. And yeah, to go back to your question, it's a great resource. There's plenty of people on YouTube who will present it better than we're presenting because they've got hours and hours of information. talk to someone who's done it. Just here's the thing. The more people you hear from, the more you'll believe it, right? And they're not, most of them are doctors. Some are doctors, but
Or they play it on
just,
TV.
right.
Yeah.
But most of them are just telling you what happened to them, right? This is what happened to me.
They're coming out of the woodwork, dude. Lots of carnivore guys.
My arthritis went away, or I used to have type 2 diabetes, gone. All these things that the medical industry cannot solve. They can't solve. Why? Well, when you're ingesting the problem daily, no amount of medicine is going to make that shit go away. You got to change the behavior. So when you hear person after person after person, you start to think, well, shit, that might work for me. So maybe it's worth a try. So that's what I would suggest. Try to listen to as many different viewpoints on the diet as possible.
Yeah,
even the vegans, you should listen to the vegans, even though they're wrong. You should listen to their viewpoints so that you've listened to all of the arguments for and against carnivore. Okay, but I want to hear from you. If you're telling me it's no good, I want to hear from you that you tried it and what went wrong. I can hear vegans talk about they tried veganism and all the problems they had, but I've never heard a single person go carnivore and say all of these terrible things happened to me and I had to get off of it. Not one person ever. So yeah.
All right, so let's do this. Let's do this because we're going to revisit this again. We're doing another episode, Frank. Let's just see
not next
my
time.
journey.
Not next time. We're doing something else next time.
No, not next
Okay.
week. No. Next week we're talking about another topic. But I just want people to get started, and then we'll discuss dealing with people, like when you go out to dinner.
Yeah, that's the most difficult thing, by the way.
Yeah,
that is by far the most difficult.
Breaking that habit is the most difficult thing.
No. What's hard about it is how the social pressure of going out to eat. So we'll talk about that another time.
Talk about all that later. Yeah. But once again, starting points YouTube. Trust us. We both are doing it. We've got nothing but great results.
No. Wait. Stop. Don't trust us. Don't trust me. Don't trust you. Go find out.
You know what? You're right. I said that. I said it live. Don't trust us. Research for yourself.
Yep.
And make
Talk
your
to
own
a lot
decision.
more people than listen to a lot more people's opinions than just the two of us.
We're just brothers. Come on.
Right. What the hell do we know? We're old men.
Dude,
what the fuck do we know?
Yeah, I know. We've been screwing it up all our lives, right?
Exactly. Don't let this happen to you.
All right. So let me let you go, and then we'll pick up another topic. What, next week?
Yep. Next week. Same time.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Talk to you. Bye.